Right, today we're going to be looking at a brand new product from HikMicro. So this is the Stellar 3 and we've gratefully received this to review. So a big shout out goes to Ewan from HikMicro and Elite Optical, very much appreciated. So this is the Stellar 3 series and it's targeted at professional users, primarily the hunting market, and it's going to be available in 3 resolution variants. We're going to discuss this in this video. So we're going to break this down, identify some of the features of the scope and the findings I've gained personally from myself, from using it in the field. And I know there's a lot of videos out there at the minute with the similar findings, unboxing and, you know, the usual stuff that's, we just like to keep it real, in all honesty. So we'll show you some of what we've found and what we think about the specifications. So before we do that, what we're going to do is have a quick look at the product itself, what's in the box. Magnetic closure on the actual packaging. Open that up, you do have some social media links there at the top and quick links. You have an instruction manual that's multi-language. You have the blown molded case, which I like, and we'll go into that in a second. And you also have a bikini cover for popping over the scope when it's on your gun. If it's in the gun bag, in the back of your vehicle, or in the gun cabinet, it stops it getting rattled around and knocked. Nice little touch. You have your blown molded case here. I'll try and keep this the right way around. So what's in there is your usual stuff. So you have a dual bay battery charger there, which you're all used to with a lot of the HikMicro products. 2 18650s, a lens cleaning cloth, strap for this case, and a USB-C cable. I'm going to zip this back up so it doesn't fall all over. Right, and we're going to go into the main things, what's within the scope shortly. So flick that back. So there's the scope. It's fitted with my own inner mounts. So these are German mounts, nice quick release mounts, lightweight, handy, perfect for this. And the good thing about the case is you can actually just still fit the scope in with the mount, which is ideal. Like I say, I'm swapping this between guns, so just to fling it in there to protect it, and it's really robust. Fling it in the car, it's not going to get knocked about. It does come with a recoil cup. I haven't got that in the case, it's just out the back of me there, but ideal, you need that for recoil on rifles. Right, we'll put this out the way and then we can go into some of the specifications of the unit. Pop that there. So we're going to look at the design and build quality of the scope. So materials, durability. It's a 30mm tube, aluminium alloy style construction, very lightweight, and again, we're going to go into the weight in a minute. It's IP67 rated, so it's not going to get any dust ingress, moisture ingress. It could be submerged for a short duration, up to 1 metre of water depth, and it's going to work still. So it's more than capable of taking the harshest of rains and crappy winter weather we're going to get in the UK. Ergonomics, so the front of the unit, you've got your focus adjustment and you've got a new metallic style lens cap with a soft closure, much more robust than a plastic one. Focus is nice and slick. At the top of the unit, similar to the Stellar 2 models and Alpex, etc., the new 4K, you've got your top encoder wheel. So single press, nice incremental movements there. Single press will activate your colour palettes. Long press into your menu functions. Side there, I won't take this fully off, but you do have a 18650, your external power source goes in. Positive end first into the unit, so you've got 2 different power options. Again, we're going to go into that in a minute. Buttons, you do have your power on and off, you have your video recording function there, and you have your laser rangefinder activation that ties into some of the software features. Diopter at the back, and your recoil cup can screw into that. So, yeah, that is basically the actual physical external side of it. So, weight. This is 0.86 kilogram for SH50 and SQ50L models. So there's going to be 3 models, resolution sensor sizes. So there's SH35, should I say, SH50, the 384 resolutions. Then there is the 640, which is this one, the SQ50L model, as stated there in the center. And then you've got the SX60 model with a 60mm focal length lens, and that's slightly heavier. So 50mm on the 384 and 640 is going to be around 0.86 kilogram without the battery, external battery installed. And the next flagship model up will be around 1 kilogram, again, without the battery installed. So one thing I've noticed is the battery itself, when you charge it from this side port, it charges the internal ones, no problem, but it doesn't charge the external one. Now, I don't know if this is the standard feature. It's not a problem because you just pop the battery out, charge it in the external dock. Just some other systems I'd had, when you charge the battery, the external one, it would charge both batteries, internal and external. This one isn't. I don't know if that's meant to be like that or a slight firmware update will change it. It's not a big deal. I know to take the external one out and pop it in the dock, but it was just something I'd noticed and thought I would share with people. Like I say, what I do like about this model over some where you've got to screw caps off and things is the fact that you just flip that. So when you've been out shooting and stuff, you just charge it and it's got an indicator there as well. Really quick to just get on and off. Prefer that much to a cap coming off. So, key features, sensors. So the SH35 and SH50 have got 3A4 resolutions. The SQ50, which is this, has got a 640 resolution. Both of them units are 15 MK net D and both are 50 Hz refresh rate. The next model up is the flagship model, which is the 1280 full HD resolution sensor, and that's at 18 MK and a 25 Hz refresh rate. So that's got a 60mm focal length lens. So the 3A4 models are available in 35 and 50, 640 is available in 50mm, and the full HD is a 60mm. Now, you need a 60mm lens really for the full HD, purely to keep your magnification up. Detection range is better on a 60mm model, but magnification, base magnification, which a lot of people get confused with, is lower if you'd have kept a 50mm lens with that model. So you need to pump it up a bit. Then you've got the slightly higher native base mag, but we're going to go into some of that as well in a minute. So a big improvement is the iDisplay of the two top end models, the SQ and the SX models. So it's 256 resolution iDisplay now, so it's much better for my own personal needs. The magnification sits at 3.6 mag on the SQ50 model, so it's a lot higher than similar models. When you look at out there what's on the market, normally the magnification would sit at around anywhere from 2.6 to like 3 mag on similar 50mm models, purely because of the different lens options on the display, should I say. That allows you to artificially magnify, in a sense, that base magnification up to 3.6. So anyone that knows about thermal will know that the defining factors for base magnification and field of view are your lens focal length, your actual sensor pixel pitch, and your physical sensor size. So all of these will affect your magnification. The display doesn't really change any of these factors, but it will make the image look larger, but not actually change them factors. So these three figures, components, will change your field of view and your detection range, which are the most important things to look for. The base magnification doesn't really matter, because some people get confused with, oh, it's only got 2 mag, this one's got 6. It doesn't matter. Look at the detection range. Detection range is what's more important. Obviously, this does look larger, which is nice with the rear eye display being 2560, so it gives you a much bigger image as well as the actual figures from the different sensor and lens combinations. So what else is on here? Inbuilt LRF. So this is a nice feature. So now you have this little inline oval lens system, sender receiver. So it's a much nicer system for a couple of reasons. One, it doesn't have anything on the outsides of the scope. It keeps it nice and streamlined. And the other thing, with an LRF being closer to the center of the lens, what that means is you have less room for a range and error in your laser splash. Basically, a lot of models out there, I've got them on the top, I've got them on the sides, DS35s, night vision, pads, thermions, everything. It's not a big deal under 50 yards in reality, but sometimes if you look, what you'll do, if it's top mounted, it'll be slightly low or slightly high. Out to 50 yards and beyond, it's not a problem. If it's side mounted, it'll be slightly off to the left or right. Up to 50 yards and 50 yards to 300-400, it'll be spot on. But this sort of being so close to the center, you're not going to get that slight error as much, which is a big plus for me, and it definitely looks better. That ties in with the ballistic system now on the Stellar, so you have the ballistic system and the new SIS software, so you can now enter projectile weights. You can now enter your BC, etc. So you can put more figures in to give you a more accurate ballistic calculation on the screen. There's new reticles on there now as well, which are much better, and it does compensate for incline, decline when shooting up and down a bank. For me, that's a must for using a loopy rimfire or airgun and with a trajectory, and it just gives you better precision at longer range. Image quality and performance from this unit, so it's improved massively. It's now got the Image Pro 2, so it's definitely a big improvement from the Stellar 2, I think personally. I wasn't a massive fan of the Stellar 2, if I'm brutally honest. I preferred the Panther 2 and I preferred the Thunder 2 image because it seemed a bit less magnified and a bit more natural. But this one, I think the Stellar 3 SQ, what I've got here, is far better than all three of them. Well, it's just nicer, you know, all-round format. Everything's there in it. So it's a definite improvement and step forward from the other ones. So now, like I say, it's running Image Pro 2, so that's giving you more detail in your targets and the overall scene detail. It pulls out finer details, heat signatures and backgrounds better. So it is a nice image, and like I say, it does look really big. It does have Zoom Pro on this model. I personally would not use Zoom Pro. I don't like it. It's sort of, the edge details lost on the unit. It's sort of cartoony, so I'll leave that Zoom Pro off totally. I mean, previously it was slightly different. I know they have little algorithm changes, but I don't like it. I think when it's left off, you get a better image when you're using digital magnification, a more natural image. So it is a little feature, but I don't use it. Detection ranges. This one gives you 2,600 meter with a 50mm lens. And like I say, 50mm 12 micron, that's that. The top end one, 1281 with a 60mm, you're going to get 3,100 detection range. This has got the same detection range as a 3A4 model. Purely again, pixel pitch, focal length. So yeah, that is detection range. Battery life, approximately around 9 hours on this unit. But again, that can vary. It depends if you're using the LRF, depends if you're using the Wi-Fi. It depends if you're using the full HD sensors, use slightly more, battery power than something that's a 3A4 resolution. But around about 9 hours running both batteries, the internal and the external of the unit itself. A good little feature I like on this scope is the auto display off. It's great because when I'm walking around with this on my rifle, I normally have it on a sling. I'm carrying it, it's vertically up the way. So what happens is this eye display just glares down at the floor, alerts things as you're walking around. Other units, you've got to press the power button on and off to put it in standby. This one, when it's activated, 90 degrees, it turns off. 80 degrees, it turns off. When you get to about 70 to 0 degrees, it'll come back on. And the same when you're going back the way. Ideal, stops you spoken and alerting anything. Really benefits my style of hunting when I'm on foot with a sling. Good little feature as well, what I like, is custom pallets. You can now turn off pallets you don't use. Every scope and every thermal model should have custom pallets. Originally, I'd seen this feature on some Cenepex models that we sell, and ideal because you just don't want to cycle through a rake of pallets when you're out. You just want to use the ones that you're commonly using. So there is 2 new pallets in this model. There's a green and a red, full red hue and green hue. This will reduce eye strain. I do quite like them, but I'll personally stick to white hot and black hot. So when I go in, I deselect all the other palettes and I just basically click white hot, white hot, and I can select which one I want to give me the best image in that situation. Value for money. Price comparison against other models. So what's out there that's 640? There's infrared TH50s, there's Thermion XG50s, and there's Thermtech. 2 models, 640, 12 micron, all good models, but none of them have got the 2560 display. A TH50, tell a lie, might have the 2560 display, but none of them have got the inline LRF at this current moment in time, and or the lightweight design, or quite a polished ballistic system apart from the Thermion model. But again, That's quite a jump up in price. I do like the Thermion model. The digital zoom retains good detail at range. Thermtech models, they're okay. Again, doesn't have the eye display resolution, and it's got a sticky out LRF on the side. Not a problem, still get a good image. I have been running the Wild and some other Thermtech models against Condors and things. What I've found is great overall detail and scene, but personally I think the Condor has the edge on actual detail in the target. So little things, everything's got pros, cons, plus points, but if you're after a 640 resolution 12 micron scope, I think 3,600, which is the price point of this, you're not going to get these features. You're not going to get the inline LRF. You're not going to get the nice high resolution eye display, and the poor weather performance like this unit's got. So definitely it's one of them scopes to go for, in my opinion. There's a lot out there at the minute. The market's flooded with thermals, and everyone's got everything. It's coming from all angles, but I don't think you're going to go wrong with one of these, really. Especially if you've got, like, you want the ballistic system and inline LRF. So you already know the accessories that come with the unit. You know, it's got dual battery dock, and it's got the padded case, handy case, etc. So who would buy one of these scopes? Why would you buy one? If you were shooting rats, would you? Yeah, I shoot rats with these as well. Would you shoot rabbits with it? Yeah, I shoot rabbits with it. Foxes? Yeah, definitely. Nice long-range image on it. More than capable of covering every scenario that most people would use. Yes, it's a rake of cash, but it's not a massive top-end double HD resolution style cache. It's more, for most users, you know thermal's going to be a lot of chunk of cash. This is good spec for what you're paying, and I would personally own one of these. Yeah, coming up to our conclusion on the unit. 2560 pixel display, definite plus. Inline LRF, definite plus. Ballistic system, I like that, and it's a very lightweight design with a tube design. All pros. Cons, I'm going to pick up some little cons. Incremental zoom, it's like one increment at the minute. I know it's probably going to change. I want to double up, or 2 mag again, like double up twice, take the shot, 2 clicks back or 1 click back. I don't want to click every time I'm shooting a rabbit, or my head would be steaming. So yeah, that's probably going to change, because I know some people on the previous firmware revisions on other models wanted that back. That will come back, no doubt about it. So you'll have a different option for your digital zoom. That's one little niggle, and it's maybe me being picky. The other thing is, and this is a request from HikMicro, please listen. Right, so image detail, it's great. The target image is great. The background's great, but you need to put some different user modes on the device. I've seen this on other products and it works. So sometimes in a certain situation, you might be using the scope when it's hot background, hot day, or you've just got a big large heat source in the image that's alongside a smaller heat source you're trying to shoot. What happens is it pulls out detail, but the object and the target that you're looking at doesn't stand out. So you can actually miss your target, as in like not find it. Other models I've seen have got something that gives a similar image to what this one produces, like a detailed image, but they also have an image like a boost mode to drag out and increase a target's brightness so you can find it more. So even a couple of different user options, be spot on. If that could be added in the future, that would be great. I've seen it, it can be done. Just little small inline changes. I'm not taking anything away from the product. I'm just trying to step it that little bit further to improve things again. Yeah, so that's it really. Final thoughts. If I had £3,600, would I spend it on this thermal? September 2024. Would I buy it? The SQ50L 3? Yep, definitely. I would buy it. Ticks a lot of boxes for me, and it's definitely the one I would choose from all of the Stellar range over the 3A4 models, because obviously I'm not, at this moment in time, I don't think that will have the high resolution display. Don't quote me on that, I might be wrong, but it does have the LRF external. Not a problem, everyone uses the Alpex 4K, but once you've got the inline system, It's just a bit neater. Obviously it's 640 as well, and the display for me, and then the top end model, yes, high resolution, 60mm lens, but I think this is more value, so I would go for the SQ50L, this model for sure from the range. And I think this model is going to be a hot seller out there. A lot of people go for it. I personally think it's a lot better than the Stellar 2. Like I say, I preferred the Panther and the Thunder. This I prefer better than them all. So I don't think you're going to go wrong with it for what you're getting. 15MK as well. So if anyone is interested in one of these scopes and wants any information, I'm busy. I'll do my best to try and get back to anyone with information. I apologise for anyone I haven't been back to, but I will do my best. Give us a shout, drop us a message online, try and give us a call. Easier, a WhatsApp would be even better because I'm very busy during the day, and I'll try and help you and give you any advice on these scopes. So if you visit us, these, go to Blackwood Outdoors online, and these are due with us hopefully within the next week. We do have a range of different finance options if you can't stretch these prices, where you can spread the payments out. There is 0% options as well, which helps a lot if you want to you want the latest tech but you don't want to pay for it outright. There is them options there. But yeah, this is the Stellar 3 SQ50. Kit's getting better. It's coming in hot and fast now, and no doubt there'll be even more products coming all along. It's an endless conveyor line of new products. It's never been as good, the current market, as it is for consumers. People are getting a lot of value for the money. There's a lot of high-tech stuff coming out. In the past, if you look at the prices, they're just dropping and dropping, and yeah, it's changing quick. But at this moment in time, SQ50L3, yeah, get one bought.